This is ASS Breaking News.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Good evening. I'm Brock Jorgensen.
I'm Assman Bin Licken.
And it's ASS News with your Habibi update. Here are tonight's top stories. 2 monkeys were declared missing from the Dallas Zoo, where police suspect that they were kidnapped. Who would steal a monkey? Assman, I can't understand this. Who would steal a monkey, let alone 2? It seems bizarre. I really don't understand it. But in other news, George Santos just announced that he's adopted twins.
Good for him.
I think so.
Yeah. The Hollywood Reporter came across harsh backlash and epic Twitter dunks for reporting that Michelle Yu identifies as Asian, while no one bats an eye when Siraj Hashmi tells jokes that identify as white.
Damn, that's Siraj Hashmi. It's a sexy motherfucker. Truly.
Yeah, true.
Anyways, according to 2 sources familiar with the investigation, the FBI searched the offices of President Biden's think tank, known as the Penn Biden Center, in mid-November, where they found 10 documents marked classified from President Biden's time as vice president. When asked why the search wasn't disclosed, FBI Director Christopher Wray responded, "Look, if we couldn't believe Biden had his own think tank, how do you think the rest of the country would feel?"
Makes a good point.
I know.
Ron DeSantis announced that children in school will get their phones confiscated during class. Some criticize the harsh punishment which would be him taking kids out in the back and putting 2 in their heads.
Yeah, usually it's 2 in the chest, 1 in the dome, but
right. With these little kids, you want to make sure.
That's right. You never know it. They're basically invincible. I'm for it. Anyways, U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy says he believes 13 is too young for children to be on social media platforms. When ASS News reached out for comment on whether he believes 13 is too young for children to receive gender-affirming care, Murthy sent a video of 2 guys having sex on the subway platform with a caption that read, "This you?"
Well, I mean, is it? It looks more like Siraj Hashmi and Jay Kobbe, to be honest.
It looks more like them than either Brock Jorgensen or Assman Bin Licken by far.
Right, by far. Trump lashed out on DeSantis earlier last week, calling him disloyal and criticized his COVID response. DeSantis largely ignored the statements, but finally responded with "nah a boo boo" and looking kind of dumb with a finger and an L on his forehead.
Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head for weeks.
Oh,
thanks,
yeah.
Assman.
You're a rock star. Get your game on. Get laid. Or no, get paid.
Maybe that's what I got wrong.
Because getting laid is not going to happen for you.
That's not part of my MO. Anyways, and finally, Project Veritas released an expose this past week depicting a Pfizer director of research and development by the name of Jordan Tristan Walker, sharing details about Pfizer's plans for conducting gain-of-function research, which includes mutating the SARS-CoV-2 virus to make more vaccines. The Project Veritas reporter managed to meet up with Walker after they matched on the gay hookup site Grindr. The 2 have since announced their engagement and plan to wed in the fall. So beautiful.
Always love a happy ending.
I too love happy endings. I don't know what they are, but I hear they're great. Gotta love it. Anyways, Habibis, welcome to another Habibi Power Hour.
There's nothing we can't do. Nothing. When the hell has America ever said that? When has it ever? Name me a time. Name me a time.
I wasn't aware of the fact that there are tropes about Jews and money.
Pfizer ultimately is thinking about mutating COVID?
Well, that's not what he said.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What's going on, Habibis? I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jay Kobbe.
And we're the Habibi Bros. Welcome to another episode of the Habibi Power Hour. Jay, I got to say, we are early this week. Doing it on a Tuesday. Yet,
right?
Feels.
And we're still able to be late.
Yeah, we're still able to be late. Exactly.
It's amazing how this happens, like all the time. I think we need to have like our alarm set.
Well, not that alarm. That alarm. That's when we need to carry out the plan, right?
Well, of course, but now they have to understand what the plan is,
right?
So when the alarm goes off, well, only the Habibi should know. It's surprise butt sex. Every time the alarm goes off, there should be surprise butt sex happening.
Absolutely.
In the name of jihad.
And especially in the name of jihad. So Habibis, before we get into it, go hit that like and subscribe button and hit that join button if you haven't already, and join our locals community. We rely on your support to keep us afloat, because why, Jay?
For family.
It's for family. So, Project Veritas, they make a lot of big exposés, and honestly, I don't know why they don't. They cause enough ripples, a lot of waves. Yet for some reason, every time like they have a massive drop like they did with Pfizer and this Jordan Tristan Walker, so many people are just like, I
mean, they do that, especially when they were like blocking them off of Twitter, because I think they just got their Twitter account back when Elon took over. And what's the main guy's name too? I forget. From Project Veritas.
Oh, James O'Keefe. Yeah,
O'Keefe. Like he was also banned off of Twitter too recently, and he just got his back as well. But they don't like to report on the things that they expose, because a lot of it goes against the narrative. And also, I don't know how I feel about Project Veritas completely, because not a lot of their stuff is really well vetted, or and it also comes out that it's not 100% the case on what it was that they're trying to essentially, and especially, and as you know this too, how easy it is and how quick a horny person or horny man or a horny gay man, I think in this case, would lie in order to get laid. I think the premise in getting into it also.
You think? Let's like.
Are you 100% honest on your dates?
Dude, I haven't been on a date with a stranger in like over 16 years.
16 years?
16.
So you've been with. So how many lies did you tell her when you first started dating?
Well, when I asked out my now wife, I said, "You're never going to meet my parents," because she's Jewish.
And then you probably told him, "I'm not that type of Muslim."
Yeah. I had to specifically tell her
that you're not that type of Muslim. And then she comes over and she starts seeing, prawns everywhere, and then you're like, "I am that type of Muslim," and then blow
you are up. And I am that type of Muslim. So, I mean, getting back to what we were discussing, I just want to like take a moment and not watch the full thing, but I just want to see. I just want you to see before like James O'Keefe steps in with like his Chris Hansen, like, why don't you take a seat right over there?
Take a seat. Yeah, just take a seat.
Take a seat right over there. I want to actually show what the conversations sounded like, and not everyone's going to be like, oh, clearly he was saying what he wanted to say just to get in the dude's pants. But I just gotta like express my, I got to give props to Project Veritas for going the distance on this one, signing up, signing off some reporter on Grindr. We all know I would have been the best candidate for
absolutely
their position.
All they would have to do is use your Tinder profile too.
Yeah, they need to do
gay. It's that gay.
It's really the gayest.
It'd probably be banned for being too gay for Grindr.
Yeah, I think they have to like find another app that would accept how gay I am. But in any event, let's just kind of like take a look at how, how badly he wanted it. How thirsty was he?
Let's see it.
Pfizer ultimately is thinking about mutating COVID.
Well, that is not what we say to the public. No, don't tell anyone this. You probably don't tell you. Probably don't tell anyone. Okay? We're exploring how the virus keeps mutating.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things we're exploring is why don't we just mutate it ourselves so we can create undeveloped develop new vaccines, right? So we have to do that. If we're going to do that, though, there's a risk of as you could imagine, no one wants to be having a pharma company mutating viruses. Be very controlled to make sure that this virus that you mutate doesn't create something that goes everywhere.
Something crazy.
Is the way that the virus started and moving. To be honest, it makes no sense if this virus popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know.
Jay, you know what he kind of reminds me of?
Tell me.
Andrew Tate if he shaved.
Andrew Tate? No.
And mutate.
He has a stronger chin.
Mutate.
He has a stronger chin than Andrew Tate.
Oh, okay. So you really are just a carbon copy of Andrew Tate then.
Me? Yeah. I have a chin.
Okay. Just a little bit more.
Meet Jordan.
Okay, we're done. Okay, so for those of you who are keeping score at home,
were we able
Pfizer.
to verify that he worked there?
Here's how. So Pfizer actually responded to the allegations.
Oh, they did. Oh shit!
In a press release on Friday, January 27th, specifically saying, do you want me to read it, or do you want me to just show it on? I'll read a bit.
No,
of it.
read it. Yeah,
I'll show it on the screen here. Basically, they said allegations have recently been made related to gain of function and directed evolution research at Pfizer, and the company would like to set the record straight. I feel like I got to do this in Pakistani accent. Yes,
do it.
Okay. In the ongoing development of the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, Pfizer, or is it Pfizer? It is Pfizer. Pfizer has not conducted gain of function or directed evolution research. Working with collaborators, we have conducted research where the original SARS-CoV-2 virus has been used to express the spike protein from new variants of concern. This work is undertaken once a new variant of concern has been identified by public health authorities. This research provides a way for us to rapidly assess. I think, sir,
asses.
Asses. Like
asses.
Ice cream? Like ice
like
cream?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ass-
Asses the ability of an existing vaccine to induce antibodies that neutralize a newly identified variant of concern. We then make this data available through peer-reviewed scientific journals.
Wait, all of this is a response to, instead of just denying it flat out, they're not what are they? I'm not understanding. Are they saying that the research doesn't start until they say that there's a new variant out there, and then they do research?
What they're saying, Jay, is that we don't do research or gain of function research. Now, here's all the gain of function research we've been doing.
That's basically what it's saying.
That's essentially what it's saying.
That's 100%. I mean, that's what I'm taking from this, is that they're not denying it, and then they're explaining that they do research on variants.
It's a classic non-denial denial. Right. It really is.
It is, and it's 2 pages long.
Yeah, I don't even want to read the whole damn thing. It's
And nobody else is doing a follow-up on this. Nobody else is like trying to find this guy and get his side of the story about all of this as well.
This is where it's interesting, because all the follow-up that has been done has not been to flesh out the story and see if like that was actually, like, they don't go to ask this guy his take. What we basically get is fucking piece of shit Forbes article that says, oh god, it says become a member first and foremost. So don't they know
you're married to a Jew?
I know, this is terrible. So they said no, Project Veritas video doesn't prove Pfizer is mutating COVID-19. Who is Jordan Tristan Walker? So they're basically running cover for.
It would be hilarious. It would be hilarious if all they said was like, "Who is Justin Tristan Walker?" It was just like a dumb faggot.
Oh god. And I think at this time we're going to go ahead and direct our audience over to Rumble, which is where we're going to carry the rest of the show. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the link in the description and join us on the Rumble. We're going to head and end the stream, probably because we've already been suspended after Jay said that.
I'm sorry. I thought we were already on only Rumble, because these are the type of jokes that you can only do on Rumble. But at least we gave people on YouTube a taste of what you can find.
That's
on Rumble.
This is a taste of what you get on Rumble. First of all, if you stick with YouTube, you'll probably see us get banned soon enough. But if you come to Rumble, you can see these two retards really get after it.
Yes, sir. So. And also, I'm gonna go get a drink for everybody coming to Rumble.
Yeah, go get that drink. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how big of faggots we are. Also, we're two retards trying. Actually, I'm gonna save that one for when Jay gets back. But let's go ahead and take a look at the chat, because right now, Jay is being a big time boomer. And if you're over on the locals chat, I see some of them saying what's up. Master Thief says fire Jay, fire Siraj, hire Ben, and then back Sack. So Ben and Spencer Sachs are two interns. Ben is the list turn, so he is the one responsible for managing the list. It's the list of people who post bad tweets, who need their phones taken away. And then Spencer is supposed to produce this show, except he's nowhere to be found. I don't know why we still even have him on board. We should really fire both interns, right, Jay?
Honestly, we basically just do everything ourselves, anyways.
That's
all those jokes in the opening, we wrote them. As
true.
I mean, the genius in it, of course, you would think that we did it.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jay, I let's talk about how big of a like this sting operation. What if like things went really well between Jordan Tristan Walker and the Project Veritas reporter? Like what if the Project Veritas reporter got so deep undercover that he ended up legit proposing and marrying Jordan Tristan Walker, and then like right on his deathbed, basically Jordan Tristan Walker admits that Pfizer was doing gain of function research.
That would be like episode 3 of what's it called? The Last of Us. It would be that dramatic.
Oh, you think so? I haven't actually seen the show yet. I played the game.
Lovers. Oh, I know. I hate what they did in episode 3 in comparison to the game, and Bill in the game compared to Bill in the show. But I feel like we can have a master, and everybody's calling the episode a masterpiece. Of course, they're calling it such a masterpiece and everything. So we have a masterpiece on our hands to write out a movie of a gay guy going deep undercover trying to figure out about Pfizer's what's it called, gain of function research, and it plays out the whole 40 years of their relationship until they're on their deathbeds, and he finally says it.
And then they finally drop the expose, like,
the ups and downs.
Veritas. It's I don't know where I heard this, but it's so accurate. I want to say I want to give a shout out to Revenge of the Sis, because those guys are hysterical, and I'm pretty sure they're the ones who I think came up with that idea first. But it truly, just to reiterate what they were saying, Royce and Mersh and Virgie and Pessy were talking about how it was like the South Park episode where the cop went undercover and waited until after he had sex with the fraternity members in order to bust them for prostitution. And then, like, you just see him fart out all of the cum. It's so bad. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually putting eye drops in my eyes. I'm not putting acid in, as Fried Piper would like to insinuate. But
on the chat. Well, no, and he also brings up a good point on the chat as well. He's saying that serial killers usually have 3 names: Jordan, Tristan, Walker.
Yeah, they always do.
They always do.
And it's always 3 names. It's never like a hyphenated name, right?
Right.
Never see it like that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I got Reed Lindsay asking, is that a Trumpy bear in the background? Oh, wouldn't you like that? It is actually Ern. And I got our queen.
It's an Ernie bear.
Who is very ill prepared for this interview, Jen Rubin.
As she is with every interview.
As she is with every interview. I'm surprised my computer is running this fast, Jay. I have so many applications open right now. I got Google Chrome. I had Adobe Premiere open. I got Signal, Discord, you name it.
You have it all.
And it's running super smoothly. I can't tell you how big of a boomer you must feel right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can't hear what I'm listening to in here, but it's hentai.
Oh, that's
hentai
nice.
Playing right now. I mean,
oh, very nice.
Yeah,
you got to be able. You got to be able to. It keeps you going, but also you got to be able to multitask.
Oh, absolutely.
So, for those of you who tuned into some of the gaming streams over these last few days, I was playing Elden Ring as Jen Rubin 69. And I saw that Rory Metzger in the locals chat says, I hope some of the people who came to watch you game yesterday are here today, finding out what you do normally. Yes, this is that's what I do normally. So, anyways, we are, Jay, we've been so busy. January's just been an absolutely insane month for both of us. I feel bad for all the Habibis who have been relying on us to produce content regularly. I just want to remind you all, we're boomers by design, and Allah
made us this way.
Allah made us this way. We are discombobulated. We are 2 retards trying to make sense of the world while also posting nudes.
But you can't sexualize us.
You don't you dare sexualize us.
Without our consent. Don't you dare sexualize us without our consent.
Without our consent, for sure. And if you do so specifically in a gym, I'm calling DHS. That's it.
Yes.
And DHS is my mortal enemy. They'll probably arrest me first, and then they'll get whoever sexualized me after.
Yeah, I mean, well, that joke is from this famous Twitch streamer. I forget what her name is. Pokimane. Because there was another streamer who got caught live watching face swap porn of her, and then he got on with his girlfriend to do to do an apology. So his girlfriend was sitting right next to him, and he's crying, apologizing for watching this face swap porn. And then Pokimane, she tweeted out, "Don't stop sexualizing us without our consent, or don't sexualize people without their consent." That's it. That's the tweet. And then you could go and see her fucking Instagram and go see her on her tit streams. Basically, fucking basically and shit. And they're saying don't sexualize us without our consent. the fuck are they even talking about? How can you say that sexualizing them without their consent is something like rape?
Yeah.
It makes zero sense.
We're moving we're really moving the needle here, or the goalposts, and
right,
what we deem like sexualization.
Oh yeah.
And Jay, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I feel like we have to, because like it's been out there and we've had this person on our show. And for those of you who are wondering, we're talking about Eliza Blue. Now, I have not talked to Eliza since this whole thing broke out, and I feel weird talking about it. But I just want to say, like, I don't want to comment on it publicly until I've spoken to her. But I will tell you this: I could speak for Jay and myself. Before we had her on our podcast, we did zero research on her. Like, we only were just inviting her as just like because she seemed interesting and was doing all this like advocacy for human trafficking and sex trafficking. I'm sorry, not human trafficking and sex trafficking, and not for it, but against. Jay and I are big proponents. Jay and I are big proponents.
That's where Eliza and us have our huge debates.
Yeah, that's where we have our differences.
Yeah, because we're like, yeah, of course. 12 to 22-year-olds absolutely should be sex trafficked.
Yeah, and
it's good for the economy. I mean, it's good. It makes them good money, and it brings them out of poverty. Yeah,
it brings them out of poverty. And so, look, I am a big believer in giving people the benefit of the doubt, and I don't like. I don't think that. Like, I like to think the best of everyone, and that they actually would not straight up lie to my face. So obviously, if all of these rumors and allegations are true, obviously very troubling. And I hope that whatever happens, we could look. I have been, Jay and I have been friends with Eliza for like a year, the last year and a half since we first had her on the show. And I don't think there was ever really a point, at least Jay, that to me, I don't really feel like she was like trying to leech off of us and turn, basically seek fame. I mean, if you're trying to seek fame through us, like, sorry, you've reached a dead end here.
If anything, people come to our show to turn their fame down a notch or two. It's like, we're getting too big. Let's go on to Habibi Bros.
Yeah, go on to Habibi Bros. It's like the short bus of podcasts.
We have one stop. We have one stop. We have two stops, and they're both the two buildings of success. So get on board and let's fly into them together.
The magic school bus. Allahu Akbar. Plus, we're a comedy show. We don't like get into. We hate getting into serious topics. Like, we honestly hate talking about this stuff. I just wanted to let you all know that, like, whatever these rumors were, as soon as I saw them, I like immediately just started to think they're just like complete smears, and then I'm starting to look at them more and more, and I'm seeing like the evidence come out, and I'm starting to think, well, maybe I should probably have that conversation with Eliza and figure out what's going on, because I don't know. I honestly don't fully know what's going on. And I like to. I'm very supportive and loyal to my friends, and so I'm going to withhold judgment before I have come to an opinion, public opinion on this. So. But I will tell you this: Jay is absolutely a fraud. If there's ever a person that you're worried about, do not give money. I'm sorry, to this man. Don't give anything to him.
And with that,
not even your peach.
Please subscribe to our locals. You get 1 month free if you use the promo code JinRuben69. Come see what we're about, Habibis.
Yeah, come see what we're about, and I should probably go ahead and renew that code.
Don't use the code. Don't use the code yet until after the stream. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So What else is happening? So Biden's getting he's getting cavity searched. They're finding all of these documents in his house. They're finding documents in Hunter's laptop. They think that he may have sold shit for crack. Which honestly,
I mean,
gotta
crack
respect.
is crack.
You gotta respect the hustle.
Yeah, and crack is expensive. I mean,
It's a hell of a drug.
It's not cheap. It's you get hooked on it, and you need to find money somehow into doing it. And honestly, what I would really love to see is the photos of the cavity search happening in real time. Like that's what we deserve. We deserve it. And the fact that we haven't seen any photos, I mean, the day after they said that they raided Trump's property, we saw pictures of documents all over the floor. We were seeing it like it was some big, huge fucking deal and all of this type of shit. And then you had this report come out from, I think, Washington Post that was saying like the United States classifies way too many documents. This is a this is a way overblown process, and maybe we should tone it down. And it's funny that we talk about that after this starts happening with Biden. Not when it was happening last. It wasn't even last year. It was like 4 months ago, 5 months ago, or something like that. This was going on with Trump. But we were said this was a national security threat.
Right.
He had the fucking he had documents on Ukraine and China in his garage with his crack fucking son driving around in the Corvette where they were next to and everything. And it's really funny, and it's just a coincidence that the shady dealings his son has are in Ukraine and China. That's such a coincidence.
So I thought about this quite a bit, and I know that I think some people have thought about it as well, but nobody thinks like we think because we are shallow, retarded thinkers. So we're going to give you our stale take as to what's happening. Are you ready for it, Jay?
Let's hear it.
Joe Biden is a CIA plant. Russia. Boom. There we go.
I was going to say, I think they could do a little bit better than Biden, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
The guy barely understands when he has vanilla ice cream in front of him.
So what I do actually think is that, look, people who are wondering if the deep state is real, I think this is kind of evidence that the deep state is very real, because how else do you explain that they somehow found documents in Biden's garage? It's almost, and look, I'm not saying Biden didn't take those documents. He probably did. But what's interesting is the timing of it all seems very suspect. I don't know if it's coming from like the deep state that like hates Biden and wants to like retain control for themselves, or you have like this mutiny within the federal government trying to oust Biden. But basically it neutralizes the situation for Trump a bit, because if he gets indicted for possession of classified documents after he was president, then they sure as shit have to basically, throw Biden in the electric chair for when he was vice president.
And vice presidents don't have the power to declassify documents, do they?
No, they don't.
They don't.
Presidents could just think. The presidents could just think it. They could just literally say these documents are declassified, and boom, they're declassified.
And it was hilarious watching the same people who are up in arms over this start making the dumbest excuses for Biden whatsoever. They'll be like, well, we know Trump is a liar, but Biden is an honest person.
And he's been cooperating. You hear that?
And
That's
then we find out
he's been cooperating.
And then we find out that they raided his place in November. All the way back in November, and we're just finding it out now.
I don't know if it's like just if it's like a symptom of like this administration and how they're slow on everything just because they're
No, it's.
running
I
at
think
Joe
it's a
Biden's
symptom.
speed.
I think what the symptom is like how easy it is to catch the deep state or even the media
Mm-hmm.
in its own bullshit
Mm-hmm.
so quick, because everything that was going under Trump is happening under Biden. Like, for example, the border being absolutely atrocious, the way people are being treated is horrible out in the border right now. Even though we're just fucking flooding them all in, it's still they still have a lot of like inhumane like cages and living experiences and all that kind of stuff over on the border right now, especially with how many people are coming through. We don't have the infrastructure to help them. But nobody is talking. Nobody is saying that kind of stuff. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody is saying how easy it is and how much more the human trafficking on the border is happening, and how a lot of mules are coming across the border with drugs and damaging.
But Jay, I thought you were pro asses coming over the border.
I love asses coming over the border, especially like Latin asses. So let's just bring them over. Let's see what happens.
And they're probably sweaty just the way you like it. Delicious.
Oh yeah, especially after tacos.
Oh man,
get that Cuban spice.
And you know they're coming.
Spice all in that crack, baby.
And you know they're coming over with tacos.
Oh yeah.
So
yes, they are. And it's just fucking hilarious. There's like, Trump is an honest person. Trump has been lying longer than fucking
look, hold on. Trump's an interesting case, because like for him, like he turns it into an art form. Like he does it, nobody does it better than him. And like
the lying, or
well, yeah, I mean, he's more bombastic. He exaggerates a lot, and I'm not saying that like these are whether these are good or bad qualities. I'm just saying that that's like what makes him him.
Yeah.
So, like, I think he's the funniest president we've ever had, and on a whole, if you're a politician, you probably lie a lot. So
fuck yeah, they
but
lie.
Do you lie more than George Santos? That's a good question. I don't know.
That's a hard one.
Who is it that said it? I think it was Habibi who said it. Only a faggot can have that imagination.
Truly, it's fucking true. But they all lie so much. But you can see the real difference in when like you have somebody like George Santos, and then how you have all of the media up in arms over his lies, and then you have them turn around and defend people like Schiff after he's been kicked off of the committee. Justifiably kicked off the committee.
Right.
I mean, he was part of the intel community, and people in the intel community get debriefed on things that we will never see, or we will never hear about. So he deliberately used that information to lie to the American public over and over and over again, especially when it came to like Russia collusion bullshit and all that kind of stuff as well.
Well, it's funny because like the left made Trump sound much more insidious and malicious than he actually is. Like, I think like Trump's Achilles heel, which probably will come to haunt him many times during his 2024 presidential run, has been his ego. And I think a lot of people who are intellectually honest and can talk about Trump honestly can recognize that, yeah, he did a lot of good things for the country, especially when he was president. But his main Achilles heel have been two things. One, definitely has been his ego. And then two, a lot of his advisors. I think he puts his trust in some of the wrong people, and that's led him to make bad decisions that have hurt himself and the country. So I don't know. Look, I think it's interesting. I think this whole like Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump rivalry, which is now spilling out into the open. I think did Ron DeSantis actually like subtly respond to Trump this week? Did he? I know that Trump's been hitting at DeSantis.
Hard, and so I think all he was saying, DeSantis was saying, it was just like, you can just look at my record for yourself. I'm too busy, with what I'm doing and everything. Everybody attacks me from all different angles and stuff, and
yeah,
I think that's how he handled it and how he responded to Trump.
I mean, it's I'm just gonna say
he should save it for the debate stage and stuff. If Trump is,
we'll see what happens. I mean,
get there and stuff.
DeSantis hasn't even announced that he's running yet. I mean, there's only just at the moment right now, it feels very 2016-ish in terms of how the Republic, like both parties seem like they're about to change, like they're going to pass the baton down. So
it would be amazing if we see it's going to be Harris, right? Has to be in 2024.
Well, dude, have we never thought about the possibility that maybe she becomes president before 24? I know you've said that like Biden's going to die like 6 months in. 6 months in.
I'm so surprised he's still
now he could possibly just get ousted from office because Republicans control the House, and I think this classified document thing isn't going away. I will say this. I think House Speaker McCarthy said that I think he said, like, we're not going to use impeachment as a political tool, which I think is actually hilarious and so on brand for Republicans, because they always feel the need to take the high road when they absolutely should not. They basically like they choose the worst times to try to take the high road.
Also, like the way I'm thinking about it too is that it could also bite them in the ass if they do it, because of how many defenders in the media there are for Biden.
Like, right, and that's basically everyone within the mainstream media and the corporate media.
Right, exactly. Well, and then so you're going to have article after article on the New York Times and Washington Post. You'll have segment after segment on The View, on MSNBC, late night, so on and so forth, just going in and saying how much of a stupid stunt this is. It's going to go nowhere, and it's going to waste taxpayer money and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of the other tune that they were,
why are you wasting taxpayer money? That's money that could be going to Ukraine.
Exactly. Do you not care about the Ukrainians? You want Ukrainians to die. So they'll just say Republicans want Ukrainians to die over this stupid witch hunt that means nothing, instead of the legitimate reasons that they wanted that they would impeach him over, especially with like all that kind of shit that was going on with his son. I mean, once the laptop was verified and all of that was true, instead of like halting everything and really digging deep into it, you had them coming up and like, oh, Republicans just want to go and look at dick pics of Hunter's dick pics.
Which, and by honestly, the way,
I saved them all.
Yeah, I mean, who amongst us did not save those?
Exactly.
You are lying to yourself if you didn't at least be like, ooh, Hunter dick pics. Mm-hmm. Mother, may I?
Exactly right. So I think because it's going to be a losing message if they do it. Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons why they're thinking not to go forward with it. Because if this was under the Trump administration, you would have him impeached so fast over documents being classified documents being found. I mean, you had him impeached over less shit.
We'll see what happens, but like this is like the main difference between Biden and Trump, or Trump and really any politician, is that Biden and many other politicians, Obama, Bush 43, Clinton, Bush 41, all of them could be controlled. Trump seemed to be the only guy who was president who could not be controlled, and that's what made him so appealing to so many Americans, that like he was funding his own campaign. He was not beholden to donors. He was not beholden to lobbyists. He bankrolled that shit himself, and that allowed him to say whatever the hell he wanted. And
That's true.
People respected that, because nothing is more like freeing than being able to not rely on the people who are supposed to be putting you in power. He just had a direct connection with the voters, and that was, to me, so refreshing, because I had never seen that before. And
right.
It was so amazing to see all of the meltdowns over Trump. And I'm not gonna lie, like in 2016, I was very much a big lib. Don't get me wrong, I was a big lib. I'd say, like,
you were. I mean, when we first started chatting, you were still a big lib.
I was still a big lib. Like, I wasn't a fan of Trump at all. And it's actually kind of funny, because during the entire time that he was in office, my wife worked for the administration. So it was like, well, like, I love my wife and I'm supportive of her. So, like, obviously I'm going to do what I can to, like, make her life as easy as possible. But I will say, as a lib, it was very difficult in the beginning.
I'm sure it was.
But COVID radicalized the shit out of me.
My mom was like totally like thinking that Trump was the worst thing ever, and he was going to get everybody killed, and we're all going to die. Like, literally, we're all going to die. That's how they were saying. But to your your other point about his connectability, I think Chappelle had the best joke about it. That he hosted. He was like, whatever you have to say about Trump. I mean, that guy spoke to the people. He came out of that house and told us all the shit we knew they were doing it. And he came out and he says, I was doing it.
Yeah.
And then he just walked right back into the fucking house. And then he's like, and then that question that Hillary said about the taxes, he's like, yeah, I don't pay. I'm not stupid.
Yeah. It's like, if you want, I don't pay. That makes me bitch. That makes me smart.
Exactly. He's like, if you don't want me to do that with taxes, then change the laws.
Yeah. But, and then again, to piggyback on that, he said, but you won't do that because that would hurt your buddies, your wealthy buddies. So
exactly.
Democrats, and that's just like, as much as like Republicans are weak and like don't know how to govern, and so you may say that some of them are evil. It's like doubly so for Democrats. They just put on a good face, and most of them act, pretty much all of them act morally superior to the rest of us. They're patronizing, condescending, act like if you don't think the way that I think, then you're a fucking bigot. So like, what is this latest and greatest happening where you're a bigot? It was like in sports, namely hockey. People are becoming hockey players are becoming cognizant of what these sports reporters are doing, realizing that basically all of them are leftists, and they're having these Pride Night events during the month of January. You have Ivan Provorov of the Philadelphia Flyers, who's Russian, by the way, Russian Orthodox, says that he's not going to wear the Pride pregame jersey during warmups because of his religion. And everyone gave him like all the sports reporters gave him tons of shit, saying that, you are a bigot, you're homophobic, you're transphobic. And then the New York Rangers, during their Pride Night event, they said they were going to wear the Pride Night jerseys during pregame warmups, and they didn't wear the Pride Night pregame jersey.
No, they didn't. They decided not to do it, and that's what they don't understand, is that people are completely fucking sick of their bullshit, and they made it out like like he wanted to murder fucking gay people out in the street. If he saw a gay person in hockey, he wanted to go and kill him. Basically, that's what they're saying. They're saying, it's so fucking hilarious watching him tweet that type of shit. He's like, to my LGBTQ plus whatever blah 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 community, this would be a typical journalist tweet. You are welcomed in hockey. You are seen. You belong in hockey. And it's like, who the fuck said that they didn't? If I don't wear a rainbow shirt 24/7 over everything and anything, does it mean that I don't welcome gays? I mean, I'm friends with the biggest faggot out there.
That's
How
right.
can you say it? Yes, exactly. It's just, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Speaking of faggots, Beach Bum Thoughts, thank you for the Rumble rant, says, do you save those pics on your D drive? LOL. And he moves on to Biden dick pics, of course. No, so here's what I was going to say. So they have this thing happening in the NHL. I don't know if you've noticed this, but like I check ESPN.com every day just to like see what the latest headlines are in sports. And what I've noticed is they inject like 2 to 3 headlines about the WNBA, like news happening in the WNBA in the top like sports headlines. Like there's usually like 10 to 12 headlines on the ESPN.com page. And I've started seeing this creep up more and more. I don't know if you've noticed it. Maybe I'll go peek the see, like I'm not seeing it now, but actually no, I am seeing it. Holy shit. They're like forcing this shit down our throat. Let me just go ahead and show you.
Oh yeah, there it is. Women's brachtology.
So hold on. I had this one. Vandersloot pens goodbye to Sky. No one fucking knows any of these people.
No, they don't. And it's so hilarious because I would see like really big feminists and like out in day-to-day. I work with a lot of them, all that kind of stuff as well. And every time we get into an argument, I always ask them, name me a women's soccer player, name me a WNBA player. Like if you want those things to change, then why don't you fucking know anyone in those teams, on those teams?
It's
like being that change. Like you want people to get, nobody's going to get interested in it. Nobody gives a flying fuck about the WNBA and most of women's sports. The only women's sports that actually people give a damn about is beach volleyball and tennis. And
people actually legit watch tennis because it's actually all right. Between men's and women's tennis, there is obviously like a disparity in talent, but like women's tennis is still highly like charged and entertaining and competitive. And I think, honestly, I think it's if someone says they watch women's tennis and they're a dude, like I usually don't pass judgment. They watch the WNBA. I'm judging them a little bit. Dual Helix on Rumble says this is a 70 IQ channel. Actually, that's incorrect. This is a 69 IQ channel. Nice. Get it right next time.
This is a nice IQ channel.
It's a very nice IQ. Sure, we're retarded, but we're nicely retarded.
Most homos are low IQ.
Wait till I tell my wife that. Honey,
we're evidence of that right here. We're the walkie-talkie evidence of it. But they want, and it's really funny because if you also look down, like you go into it, and they're always like, equal pay and everything for women's sports. Mm-hmm. I think they actually get paid a percentage higher for revenues.
The WNBA would be broke. The WNBA would be broke if not.
They would owe money. Each player would owe money in the WNBA. Right. They would.
If anything, that's what should happen. We should, if you're truly about gender equity and just keeping things equitable, I think the fruits of the NBA's labor going not even based on merit but on pity to the WNBA, I think we should really think about if WNBA players want to be paid like NBA players, I think they should have to play at least one like get the WNBA All-Stars and pit them against the worst NBA players and see who wins.
Dude, they don't even have to do against the worst NBA players. They can play against
college,
high school, literally a high school team. They could play against a high school team.
Yeah, that's true.
That would actually be that would be the most watched WNBA game.
Yes, absolutely,
100%.
Essentially. I'm taking it easy drinking tonight because I was stressed.
Because you do it every night, and you're just a bitch.
I'm just a lush.
You're just a little
So let's see. Over on locals, we have Rory Metzger going on a tear here. He says George Santos is the perfect parody of a congressman. He's got to stick around. And then he says Siraj went from being a lib in 2016 to saying the election was rigged in 2023. It fucking was rigged, okay? Democrats are more organized and they appear to be better at governing. Rory, I'm going to have to ban you for that. But it is true. Everything I find out about the WNBA is against my will. That is also true. I don't know why why ESPN is forcing the WNBA down our throats. But I wish they would just buy us dinner first before they did that.
I know.
Sad. It's sad. By the way, Jay, I don't know if you've been following this, but Louis C.K. is back in the news, and it's actually not for the reasons you may think, i.e. jerking off in front of women. No, he actually did a comedy special at Madison Square Garden that sold out. And what's so fascinating about this, and this is the biggest takeaway that libs get, is this is the biggest, they say that this is the biggest argument against cancel culture. I think actually our buddy Jim,
culture
against cancel culture being real. No, it actually, I got to say, it's actually pretty fascinating to see how they've been spinning this because, look, Louis C.K. put all the risk on himself. He bankrolled the production of his entire special, and whether or not look, a lot of people don't agree or don't approve of what he did, and in fact many people would condemn what he did. I don't know many people would imitate what he did. Maybe Jay does in front of me, but but like that doesn't make him any less funny, right?
Louis, you're not alone. It's my thing too.
That's right.
It's my thing too. But
Jay typically asks. You okay there, buddy?
I was choking on dick.
Wow. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
You okay?
I'm all right. I'm good. But yeah, I mean, he's a great example of how to beat cancel culture. Not that cancel culture isn't real. Because like you said, he bankrolled the whole thing, and not just this special, all the specials he's been doing since the incident happened. He's been doing by himself. Yeah. Nobody's picking him up. Nobody's promoting him. You don't see advertisements everywhere about it. The only place he advertises on his website.
Twitter. Yeah. And Twitter.
On his website. I don't think he does advertise on
Twitter.
Yeah,
he has a Twitter.
Oh, he does? So he just posts links himself about his shit on Twitter. Like he's doing all of it himself. Nobody, he doesn't have an agent. He doesn't have a production company behind him. He's never going to have a Netflix special. He's never going to be hosting. He's never going to be
Yeah.
He's never like none of that stuff is ever going to be happening again. This is not an example of cancel culture not being real. It's an example of, working hard, having enough fuck you money, and having a fan base that understands is that he shouldn't have been canceled over this shit anyways.
I mean, what he did was wrong, and I think it's always I think a lot of people will recognize that what he did was wrong, and he even admits that he was wrong.
Oh yeah, and he jokes about it all the time. He's the first one to fucking joke about it.
Yeah. So I think it's one of those things where you look at it and you think, How can more people be like this? And the key to it is be really fucking rich. You just got to be really fucking rich. That's
and be really good at your craft. And be
that's
really
right.
good at your craft.
But that's also how Magic Johnson beat AIDS. He was really, really rich.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, Jay, there have been a couple of weird body cam footages coming out. For one, we have the Nancy Pelosi, Paul Pelosi, David DePape body cam footage. I think this is interesting, and I think we need to talk about it because, one, I think you and I were, I wouldn't say holding out hope that things were the way that a lot of people were thinking it would be. That Paul Pelosi had a gay lover, and that
right,
and that like David DePape was there, and there was like a lover's spat or something like that. Based on the body cam footage, if you'd seen it, it kind of does look like Paul Pelosi was held under. He was under duress, and he was held against his will. And the way that David DePape swung that hammer. That didn't look like there wasn't any like malice behind that. Like he wanted to kill him for some reason.
Yes, that's what it looked.
I mean, especially when you saw the footage from the backyard camera too of how he got in. Like
right.
None of the when they opened the door, that first video you see when they open the door, it does look, everything looks strange. But the thing is that it's an extraordinary situation.
Yeah,
that's happening right then and right then and there. So it's not like you're going to not see something fucking weird when you open that door. It's definitely going to happen. The guy was,
yeah, no, and like everything about it just seems sus because I think the biggest takeaway you can get out of this is that San Francisco is a piece of shit city. Yes. Anyone who tries to pretend it isn't is clearly delusional or they're lying to you. And secondly, I think there was the reason why there was so much mystery behind this, and I think the reason why there was such a big delay in the releasing of this body cam footage, dude, it took like almost 2.5 months for this to, maybe even longer, maybe 3 months. I think it was like late October. So that's at least 3 months, right?
Yeah.
I think first and foremost, I don't think the Capitol Police wanted that footage to come out specifically because it makes them look fucking awful. And on the heels of January 6th and how everything happened there, dude, Capitol Police is garbage. They're absolutely worthless. All they do is search your bag, find the dildo in it when you try to go into the Capitol through security, and they remove a perfectly good vibrator out of your purse. I mean, I know some people that happen to.
Right. It's fucking, it's honestly, the videos you see that come out of San Francisco are real. Like not, this is not an exaggerated scenario that is just cooked up out of somebody's head. This is exactly what happens in San Francisco. You have seas of people, homeless people that are out there as shit on a bunch of different kind of drugs with nothing there actually helping them. Nobody there is really helping them. They believe that what they're doing and allowing this to fester is actually more humane for the homeless people than actually getting them off the streets where they are drugging themselves to death, where each of them are being raped, killed, murdered, like the whole and living in filth and in the streets and in their own shit.
And
like,
I don't.
How can they think that this is like humane care,
dude? Look, what they did was not the policies that a lot of these Democrat cities basically implemented was they made it safe for drug addicts to carry on with shooting up and doing drugs safely, and they did it at the expense of basically everyone living around them. And I think a lot of people forget that, like, these people who are battling addiction and homeless, and they're homeless, and they don't have a job, they have no source of revenue, they have to go to their last recourse. Like, these are real people. These are people that like actually need help. These are people that if anyone's family member, if it happened to anyone in your family, you would do everything in your power to try to bring them in and get them the help that they need. I speak from experience because my cousin, unfortunately, he ghosted my entire family, and he fled. He basically now lives in Los Angeles, and I haven't been able to really track him.
Shit.
I don't know if he's actually. I don't think he's actually on drugs, but he definitely has been going. Like, basically, what happened was his father passed away in late 2021. And then in 2022, things just got really, really bad. He was in New York. He left his job, and he basically went across the coast, through his phone. Luckily, we've been able to track him down, but we haven't been able to like make the connection to try to, like just bring him back and help him the way he needs to be helped. And I don't even know if he needs it. Maybe he's fine. Maybe he's good. But like, it's one of those things where like, look, my case may be something more benign, but think of like other people whose families are going through that. Like, it's Democrats at this point. I don't want to like make things political, but
Yeah.
there are so many people who are enabling this behavior, and I don't think they realize, or maybe they do realize what they're doing. And it's honestly, that's one of the biggest failures of our society, is how we let people completely destroy themselves. So
I know. And the billions that California spends on homelessness here, it really just looks like a corrupt business from anybody outside looking in. It's honestly a racket. The more homeless people that they keep out, the more money they're able to rake in.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're approaching 69 minutes on the stream. I know we got a little bit serious there, but to lighten things up, Tyree Nichols. I'm totally kidding. No. So have you heard the latest development about the whole Tyree Nichols? Obviously, it's terrible that he was killed by being beat up by five black police officers. Nothing is funny about it. There's nothing. No. There's no light to. There's nothing we can make light of here. It's a genuinely awful situation, and the fact that I guess like the one thing that makes Jay, that I think for you and me makes this even remotely interesting, in the sense that it is ridiculous, is how they're blaming people on the left, particularly like the progressives and shit, are saying that this is a result of white supremacy. And I'm starting to think, where the fuck do you get that?
Well, the logic behind it is that they say that policing is a institution of racism, and black people who become cops are brainwashed into hating their own kind, and in turn become tools of white supremacy. Basically, they're saying is black people are so dumb and easy to manipulate. Mm-hmm. That's the basis of what they're saying. Like, that's how much credit they give to black people, is that the people that black people are so dumb and easily manipulated that they can be used as tools towards white supremacy. And
it's truly amazing how people are able to twist that around and manipulate it. It's honestly, do I say it's impressive? No. Bold? Yes. It is very bold.
It's very, very bold. I mean, the real issue when it comes to policing and everything is that we have a breakdown on proper policies, and also we have a breakdown on too much protection that we give police, that give them this blanket, authority to think that they are allowed to treat other human beings the way that they do.
It's the power dynamic. All it is, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Qualified immunity, I think you talked about it. We've talked about qualified immunity and police unions and how those two need to be completely scrapped. Because while it is kind of interesting, I think I've seen one or two tweets were saying like cops like are never held accountable. Like the not only were these 5 or like now 7 cops were fired, several of them were accused or were charged with like 2nd-degree murder. That's not something that like that's not like no accountability, right? That's like
it's starting.
There's zero accountability because they weren't charged for 1st-degree murder plus a hate crime.
Right. And I think we're going to the right direction in some of the things, but there's more we can do, because at the end of the day, policing is there to protect and serve, not to bully and gang up upon people and kill people with immunity. That is not what we're here to do. And that's not what they're here to do. And it's just really, really funny that they will go into all the dumb fucking arguments instead of getting into the real, the real core of it. And the real core of it is that we need more funding to police. We need less immunity,
better train.
And less, giving them less authority to do what the fuck they want to people, and just chalk it up to like resisting arrest and shit.
Well, the police should absolutely be allowed to defend themselves, no question. Like that's not even like an issue. We're talking about
not at all.
Whether they just abuse their authority and abuse that qualified immunity to.
And we see that happen a lot.
Yeah.
And we just need to be able to hold these guys accountable more. And I like to see this happen more and more, and also to scare the shit out of the cops from wanting to like be overly aggressive with somebody who's eating a sandwich while sitting in his car, which was what happened to another person who was literally sitting in his car eating a sandwich after he went through the drive-thru and parked his car, eating a sandwich, and he was shot by cops.
Crazy. Absolutely
it's insane.
I also thought about this, with the whole Tyree Nichols thing. Like literally, if those cops did not even
keep on hearing you say Tyree Nipples. There they are.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. All right, maybe later I'll do it. No, I was just going to say that if those cops did not have cop uniforms on, it would be completely swept under the rug. No one would even think about it. There would never be like any justice for Tyree Nichols' life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, all they should have done is, instead of be cops for the gang, because it's coming out that they may have been.
They might be gang members.
Gang members. They should have just worn their gang clothes, killed Tyree, and gone home, and nobody would have batted.
All right. I just I know there are plenty of people who have like 2 jobs. Like, how do you be a cop and a gang member? That seems like I get like there are plenty of people who like infiltrate, specific agencies with the aim of like destroying it from within. But gang members working for the cops, like that's Project Veritas, like going full on grinder, like having like piss orgies and stuff just to get the Pfizer research director to say that they're mutating COVID-19 strains and doing gain of function research. Full on piss orgies, full on Sam Smith, New York City subway platform piss orgies. Yeah. Anyways, we have over 3,000 people watching the stream. Welcome to all the Habibis who are
Habibis.
Welcome. We usually go for like 69 minutes and then we call it a night. We've been going for now about an hour and 15 minutes. So this is our favorite segment, and that is Ask Us Anything. So literally ask us any of your questions. Of course, the locals chat gets top priority if you are a paying supporter. Hit that join button I don't know where it is on the screen. I think it's like bottom left.
It's on the bottom left. Yeah.
Bottom
right
left. Yeah.
before-
So go hit that join button so you can go ahead and support these two Habibis, because we really do rely on your support. We've also been gaming a lot more. And
Yes. And I need to get a new capture card and start getting on in gaming with you as well.
So we'll be doing some gaming streams in addition to our weekly Habibi Power Hour. We will be doing the list on Thursday, inshallah, and that is the list of people who need their phones taken away, coming up with the top 10 worst takes that you've seen on Twitter. Any questions?
Of the first month of 2023. Let's go.
Oh, actually, Master Thief comes in here with a pretty good banger right here. He says, well, I should probably edit and include his name. He says, cops working for the gangs. Wouldn't it be the first time? Rampart in LA, FBI in Boston, Whitey Bulger. Well, yeah, we know about that. But wasn't Whitey Bulger more or less an informant? Right? Like, how do you be a full-time cop and a gang member?
Unless you're an informant. Is that what you're saying?
Unless you're an informant.
You could be an informant, or you could, like you were saying, be a trying to destroy it from within.
That's
but
true
also,
too.
also, and like to think of like gang members and police and the FBI and everything. It's like they're their own gang. I mean, we have one of the most.
They just have a license. They just have a license to kill.
Right, like the CIA, the FBI, they kill American citizens. I mean, they kill prominent figures. American figures, and it's happened more than once throughout our history.
John F. Kennedy,
MLK. I mean, these things happen right in front of our eyes.
Yeah,
and it's not, and they don't even really try to deny it.
And they don't bat an eye
in their face. Yeah, no, they don't bat an eye whatsoever. This stuff is not for our national security per se. It's more to make sure that they're in control.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's all about control. It's like it's Jay. It's like it's by design. By design. Rory Mesker says, "You guys ever see The Departed?" Yes, I have, a long time ago. That's the only time where I could think of infiltration into the police department. But like, I don't know. That just seemed like so over the top to have that many cops all be in a gang. But then again, like, you know. It's 2023. I should just expect
shit like this.
Expect this, yeah.
Yeah. And also I hear they had really lax
standards
and onboarding standards and stuff. So Roy Metzer, have you ever seen The Departed? Yes.
I was just highlighting it because I was answering it.
Oh, sorry.
But it's a good film. It's
It's one of Scorsese's top movies for sure.
Yeah,
movie.
They definitely deserve the acclaim that it got. Okay, so Jay, I think that does it for us for tonight. I want to thank Jay, and I would like to thank all the Habibis who joined us. Now, if you're wondering, if you're new to the stream, you never heard the term Habibi. Habibi literally means it's Arabic for what, Jay?
It means, so when you're saying it to a guy, it means like bro. You're saying you can say it to a woman too, so it can mean like my darling, or also like a bro type thing. And then when you're saying it to me or Siraj, it means faggot.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Basically. So
welcome to the Habibi Bros.
Welcome to the Habibi Bros. This is Habibi Power Hour. Normally on a particular night we're drinking, but Jay and I have been very busy this month, so we are taking it easy on our brain cells. But that doesn't mean that you can't drink at home and get absolutely shit faced, which actually, we leave it to your discretion. I will say this though, and before we go. To all the new Habibis who are watching, if you want to be a Habibi, all you have to do is just say, I'm a Habibi, and boom, you're a Habibi. And then
that's it.
You join the local community.
And then you grow a beard, put on a pistachio and turban, get on a flight, and fly into a building.
That's right. Chestnut Hell is asking, where's Ernie? I'll grab him. I'll grab him right now.
Yeah, go get him. Go get him for the new Habibis to see our president and our caliphate earn. Take beers and snack bars. But I did have a drink. He was a little bit of a pussy. I actually had a drink. I finished the bottle. Jeff Jacobson, you are a Habibi. Welcome. We're getting earned right now. We're bringing them in for all of you Habibis and new Habibis alike.
There he is.
There he is.
There's our king, our Lord and Savior.
There's our buddy.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Look
Say something into the mic, Ernie. You want to say something into the mic? Maybe
he really
a little.
He never barks.
Well, only when you enter the house. Good boy.
He's a protector. He protect and he attacks.
And then he snack. Thank you for licking my nose, Ernie. So did we get any other questions?
No, they're just asking like if I felt anything when you get inside me, and I said it tickles.
I really wanted to play the Oh, by the way, did you see George Santos's what's it called? His they like found his karaoke profile.
No, I did not.
Yeah, I think we're gonna play that on the list stream on Thursday. We're gonna discover that a little bit more. So, anyways, Habibis, we hope you all enjoyed this episode of Habibi Power Hour. Oh, Ernie was trying to knock over the mic. He's ready for he's ready for a cookie. Ernie, ready?
Yes, he is.
You want a cookie? Oh,
let's go get him a cookie.
Oh, we're gonna go get him a cookie. Oh, he's so excited. Oh. All right, Habibis. Hope you all have a good night. I've been Siraj Hashmi.
I've been Jay Kobbe.
We're the Habibi Bros. Hope you all have a great rest of your night. Peace it. Masalama.